I'm Robert Scoble, and Shel Isri and I are writing a book called The Age of Context, where we're studying companies who are getting us into this new age where the products are going to be personalized for us and also assist us in living our lives. And I found a great target today from the company Signals. We're going to hear all about it right now. Who are you?
I'm Prashant. I'm co-founder and CEO of a company called Signals. We are developing this application called Shifu, which is a contextual to-do reminder app. Before this, I was part of a team at Spice Lab. We had a portfolio of some 20 apps, which got 53 million downloads worldwide.
Wow.
And so, yeah, my interest was always to do something which kind of enhance productivity of people and help them make smart use of their smartphone. So I come up with this thing, and I'm going to tell you more about it during the course of the interview.
So, I'm writing a book on context, and we're studying how the mobile phone and these Google Glass or wearable computers are going to give us signals that companies like yours can study and serve us, right? And Shifu is a to-do app, basically, right? Tell me how it works and why it's different than other to-do apps on the market.
Yeah, see, the core premise behind Shifu is that when you use any connected device, you're generating a lot of data on the network, and these are like those breadcrumbs. If somebody mines them intelligently, they can predict a lot of behavioral pattern. And we are looking at this data with a specific use case that, okay, can we predict what is your context, how much of free time you have? So this app sits on your phone, mine all your data and try to predict that, okay, at this point of time, you might have 5 minutes of free time, and this is what you're most likely to do. Maybe you want to return a phone call to your mom, or maybe if you're in a certain neighborhood, it look at the geographical signals and say, maybe in a certain neighborhood you want to go shopping, or maybe you want to check out the Museum of Modern Art if you are in this San Francisco neighborhood. And maybe you want to read an article. So we look at all these things, what you have done historically. If somebody's birthday is today, maybe you want to wish them good luck and happy birthday. So these are the things we look at and predict.
So I've interviewed the guy who started Moves, which is a health app, an exercise app, and he can already tell whether you're running, walking, driving, or biking. You seem to add another context, which is free time. Do I have any time that I'm just sitting around, on the couch or whatnot?
Yeah, not necessarily that, but that's one use case. But there are unscheduled free time. So, for example, I come to meet you, and there was you might be stuck in traffic, and there might be 15 minutes of delay in our meeting. Yeah. What can I possibly do in that 15 minutes to make it more productive use of my time? Maybe I have an email waiting, or maybe I want to call somebody who is in the neighborhood, and maybe we can catch up for coffee after the meeting. Or maybe I can wish good luck to somebody who just changed a job. And maybe there's a pending phone call. People are trying to reach me, and I haven't able to find time to return those phone calls. So the thing is, for example, let's say I'm in a situation where I have Wi-Fi and I have 15 minutes. And can somebody remind me that, hey, maybe you want to watch a TED Talk? I have terrible record of catching up on TED Talks. I want to do that, but when I have time and the right context, nobody nudge me.
So did you have to put that on your to watch this TED Talk onto your to-do list, or is that just a general, I like to watch TED Talks?
So right now there are two categories of alert. One, it picks up automatically. So we are picking up from your call log which call you might want to return, or which call you might want to make. And then we are picking up your social signal from Facebook. And then there are certain you can define on your own.
Let's see it so we have better context of what it actually does.
Yeah. So as I said, this is Shifu, your smart friend in your smartphone.
Yep.
So this app is like that smart buddy you have on your phone, which monitors all your behavior and know what you need to do and suggests. So right now it has estimated that I might have 12 minutes of free time. And as I told, it's not picking up from the calendar. It's looking at your data and statistically mining it. Now, what are the recommendations it serves? In this 12 minutes, I might want to call Vijay, my friend who is in the neighborhood. Or I might want to wish happy birthday to my friend Anil. You can go through this card deck. Here's an alert based on the location. So you might want to go Moscone West, and I set it long back, or you might want to go to Rackspace, And if I want to act on any of this recommendation, all I need to do is simply do a single tap, and it brings the contextual menu. So, for example, in case of birthday, it gives me an option to call and go to the Facebook page.
Yep.
If I, for example, in certain other use case where it is things like contact Troy, when I click on it, it essentially gives me a context menu which is more suitable. So here I can contact via call, SMS, or email, and things like that. So when I click on this, for example, in case of birthday, it takes me directly to the Facebook, and I can write on the page of the person, and I can write on this thing, and automatically this thing got removed from the.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
How many of these tasks are automatically generated for you? Like birthdays might be automatically generated versus explicit things like I need to get a hammer at the hardware store.
Yeah, so that kind of activity you have to punch in. So you can actually enter this thing over here with this menu. So you can define activities based on availability of time. So you can say, hey, when I have like say 15 minutes, remind me to let's say call my mom.
Yeah.
8 minutes, so you can simply say call.
Yeah, you don't need to show me, but I get the point that you're going to be able to put to-dos on there based on how much time you have, where your location is.
What kind of Wi-Fi connectivity you have.
So you're looking at the Wi-Fi, you're starting to do a little bit of indoor mapping stuff as well.
Yeah, so we are saying that, okay, if you're connected to certain Wi-Fi, maybe you want to do certain thing. So let's say if you're connected to home Wi-Fi, maybe you want to, let's say, upload those pictures you took during the weekend trip, or maybe you're connected to office Wi-Fi. People are putting in things like, hey, file the expense report.
Got it.
So there are people are using Wi-Fi for two kind of activity right now. Looking at our data, interestingly, first is the activity which are bandwidth constrained. So if I want to watch TED Talk or I want to watch Netflix, somebody need to remind me when I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Another is they're also using Wi-Fi, interestingly, as a place marker.
Yep.
So then they kick in those things where they use Wi-Fi as an identifier of a certain place.
Yeah, here at work I have Rackspace Wi-Fi, and at home I have my Scobalizer Wi-Fi, right? So that phone, as soon as it sees those two Wi-Fi spots, it knows exactly where we are,
definitely.
right?
We also
this is for Android only right now?
Right now it's only for Android.
And tell me a little bit about how you're thinking you're going to make money with this, because it's not very obvious how you're going to get paid for this.
Oh, yeah. So for example, there are multiple ways this app can make money. So if you might have noticed a subtle design choice we have made over here, that we are launching a Facebook app. We could have easily provided an interface where you could have simply said happy birthday and it will publish on the feed, but we are launching the app. So at a scale, we can think of a business model where we can go to developer and say, okay, you know what, tell me what is the most suitable time for launching your app, and I'll surface your app at that point of time.
Yeah.
So I know Robert Scoble reads Flipboard in afternoon for 10 minutes.
Oh, so you're watching what apps I actually.
So we are looking at a lot of data. So we are looking at a lot of data and trying to come up with those cohort of using pattern that, okay, this set of people do this thing. So I can tell you, for example, across countries, people are reading more news on their way to work and playing more game on the way back from office.
That makes sense, right? Yeah. Because you're trying to get ready for work and make sure you know everything that somebody's going to ask you about. What happened to our competitor? You want to have an answer to that, otherwise you look not informed, right? And that's why you're going Android first. It's probably hard to do this on iOS because of the limitations. You're not allowed to look at all the data.
It's slightly more restrictive than Android.
Very cool. Tell me about your company that you're trying to build with us. So right now you have 3 people, right?
Yeah, so we have 3 co-founders, me, Michael, and our third co-founder in India is Dipansh.
Yeah.
So with 3 people team, we built it in like 6 months of time.
Very cool.
And my background is primarily in product management and partnerships. So before this, I was in a company where we developed like some 20 apps, and we got 53 million download worldwide. So, and I wanted to create this thing all the time. So I quit the job and started this. Michael has been a server-side guy, and he's the guy behind all the intelligence of server and algorithmic stuff we do.
Yeah.
And Dipansh is the guy who developed the whole client-side magic.
This is really in the early phases right now, both as a company and as a product genre. The Google Glass has given me a taste of where it might go in the future. Are you thinking about Google Glass?
Definitely. Yeah. See, this is the context. Okay, we know your context, and then this mobile phone becomes just another surface where we can like show the recommendation. Maybe it's we can speak into your ears sometime that, hey Robert, you're next to this good sandwich joint, maybe you want to check this out, you know. So for us, the medium of delivery is not what we are like married to. We're not married to a certain surface. What we're married to is a certain use case. Maybe we can do best via whispering in your ears. Maybe we can do best via projecting onto a surface, like on a projection surface, or maybe something on maybe something like you have those Apple watches coming out.
Yeah.
Maybe if you go away from your phone, we can look at the Bluetooth link and say, oh, we can like simply buzz it and say you're maybe forgetting to pick your phone or something like that.
Yeah.
So these are the intelligent use cases which can be done maybe by looking at the data intelligently, and that's what we're trying to serve.
No, that's really cool. I can't wait to use it because it's
Yeah.
the kind of thing that I think is going to be a big deal in the future.
I'd love to.
Your funding is right now as angel. Tell me what you're thinking of with your company.
Yeah, so we have some like seed investment. Actually, we got some commitment from seed investment back home in India, and like we are in conversation with few people over here in Valley. So yeah, I'm confident that we'll get some seed funding and.
So it's early days. You
Yeah,
know?
very early.
You haven't even gotten your Series A yet, right?
No, not
But it's looking pretty good. It comes out. This is not out yet on the market, right?
Yeah,
so
we're in private beta.
It'll be out in 2 weeks.
Yeah, a couple of weeks time.
In the Play Store, right?
Yeah,
On Android.
definitely.
And it'll work on all Android phones, or do you need a high-end Android phone?
So right now we are supporting only Jelly Bean and ICS devices, and we recommend for the best experience at least 1 GB of RAM.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like going forward, we'll see like whether to go backward and support Gingerbread or.
Is there a battery hit on using
No,
this?
not much. Essentially, so what we do is we do very intelligent pooling of data here. So we don't, for example, look at, we're not like pinging the radio all the time to read the cell tower ID. We first look at, we have a listener, we look at the motion sensing, because cell tower ID is only change if there's a motion, right?
Yep.
You know, so first we look at the motion sensing and then we try to pull in the data. So we have optimized, we spend a lot of time kind of looking at those data point. We don't sync it all the time, so we sync it only when the certain variables are met, parameters are satisfied, and then only we sync. So
Right. Very cool.
Yeah.
Where do we learn more about Signals, your company?
yeah, so you can visit our website. It's thesignals.net, www.thesignals.net.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming in and showing
Thanks,
this to me.
Thanks.
It's really good stuff for the book. So
Thanks.
thank you.